Hey guys, I'm back again with another r/ProRevenge, and this one is titled Tutor maliciously targeted students, so I collected an army and took him down. Please like and subscribe and be sure to hit the bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Let's get right into it. I'm not one for revenge personally, but this is something that happened to me in college, UK college, and it's something me and my friends love to reminisce over from time to time. A little background. I originally went to college intending doing maths and physics, but due to multiple factors didn't get the grades, so I jumped into IT instead, as the course didn't need grades as high and there was a need for IT techs in the market. The class I ended up in had about 5 of us that honestly didn't need to be there. We were your ultra comp nerds and pretty much could answer every question from day one. Some tutors saw this and used us to help the other students who came to the class not knowing jack about computers. But then there was malicious tutor. Our class was rather rowdy. A lot of male teens that most of them were there cause, well, they didn't know what they wanted to do in life, and this gave them some grades for university or something. Most of them continued on to other college courses, then went to uni after. So on to the actual story. Me and my small group of friends often sat at the front of the class, often chatted while we worked, and generally liked to have a joke or two. But we did our work. Things started out with malicious tutor telling us in the middle of class that we needed to stop talking and get on with our work. Okay, we were mostly joking then, so sure. Maybe we were distracting him. But as time went on, he would start to snap at us for talking about the work, moving to help each other with stuff we had already done or just knew more about, etc. The time that took the biscuit was about halfway through the first year, when on a day we were doing our assignments, which were due the next day, something most of our tutors let us to do in class if we had all other works done, and the two of the group that knew the least needed some help finishing off their stuff. Most of us were working on other classes' work. The main lecture had been done, and the other people in the class were not pissing that assignment first time as passing that assignment first time as none of them were working on it, even though the tutor said, "Use this time to get it in. I don't want late assignments." They were instead laughing, joking, generally fucking around, and playing games at the other side of the room where he couldn't see their computer screens. Malicious tutor turns to us and rather angrily, and only to our small group, demands that we shut up, sit at our own desks, and stop distracting him. We had been distracting him every lesson and were problem students. He wouldn't listen to any of us about us helping each other or anything else. Wouldn't give the two that needed help the help. And being nerdy, anxious teens, none of us wanted to risk a fail or anything for all the work if we just walked out. So we complied. After the class, we got to talking. One of the people in our group, who was referred to as Griff in college, had done another course before this one, and had many more tales of malicious tutor. From losing assignments to straight up refusing to help students, with one occasion breaking some code in a software assignment and then just shrugging it and saying, "Don't know, sorry," and leaving the student to fix it. It was here I decided to hatch a plan that snowballed far quicker than I expected. That night I jumped on Skype, the VoIP of the time, hit up Griff and started writing down everything that had been happening. The seemingly innocuous harassment, the lack of assistance, the losing of assignments over the years, the specific targeting and ignorance of other people doing exactly what he was complaining about. Everything we could get our hands on. I then spent the next few days going around with a handcrafted letter to everyone that I knew had been affected, which although everyone thought it might get him spoken to, but nothing more. Still signed it to say that they agree with what was written and they can corroborate it. I then sent the letter straight up the ladder, not to his supervisor or manager or boss, but his boss's boss. This bit wasn't intentional, but it made it snowball, and although I had planned out a whole bunch of stuff to give evidence of his actions, I didn't need any of it. Within a few hours of depositing the letter, I was pulled from my class by the head of the department, who was assuring me that I wasn't in trouble, and all the usual stuff. I was taken straight to her boss's boss, who said something along the lines of, "OP, because of how you've approached this complaint, we have to take it very seriously. Did all the people who signed this read it?" Yes, Tutor's manager's boss's boss, they did, and I believe other people have made complaints in the past too. Okay, OP, if you want, we can omit any names and this can be dealt with as an anonymous complaint, but that is up to you. I am fine with my name being used, but I can't say for everyone else that signed the paper. Thank you, OP. If we need anything else from you, I'll be in touch. I can't say for certain, but I'm sure he then called in every other person on the letter and all of them asked to stay anonymous. By the next week, the tutor had disappeared and no one knew why or where he'd gone. Even his colleagues didn't know exactly what had happened, only that he'd left. We didn't see him again that year. The head of the department was also changed. I'm assuming because she hadn't dealt with the complaints properly, but she just got a demotion. She was a good tutor. The next year, I was stood near the room my lecture was, and malicious tutor walks down the corridor, making a point to stop in front of me, shake my hand, ask how my studies are going, and tell me if I ever need anything, I can come straight to him. Kinda creepy, and he never did it to any other students. I was never put in any of his classes again, even though he did lectures on my subjects. I found out before I finished my last year he'd been put on leave, then made to attend a training program and hit with the good old last chances warning, probably with attend this program or you're fired. Moral of the story, the pen is mightier than the MT's Borg. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment below and let me know if there's any other subreddits you guys would like me to make videos on, and also like the video and please subscribe.